Welcome back to the show. We are talking to cast members of The Later Daters, the dating reality show, executive produced by former First Lady Michelle Obama. A great group of folks who really let down their guard in search of love while the rest of us watched and learned. Our next round of guests include Lori Hanford. You've seen her here before on Portia. She is a popular media personality and a mother too, divorced for more than 15 years now. Nate Brown is the Army vet with a spotless home and an immaculately organized closet, who always shows up on dates with fresh flowers. He was married for 16 years before getting a divorce. And then there's Greg Carter. He is also a father of two who loves quiet country living, hates big city traffic. He was single for 13 years, but not anymore. He found love after this beauty showed up in his life after the show. That's Tessie. They got engaged. They met actually on an online dating website, and now they're about to tie the knot. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
This is so, yes, it's nice to see that you are engaged. Can't wait to hear what happened after the show. And I'm loving the fact that you all are still going through the process and still figuring it out, but teaching us all along the way. Wanted to bring all of you together in this space, though, because the common denominator, all divorced, right?
Yes.
So I just want to get a sense of what it took to get to that point where it was like, okay, I'm not mourning the divorce anymore. I am ready to date someone new without the baggage of what went wrong in the previous marriage. For any of you.
With the husband, right?
With the husband, yes, I'm letting go and moving forward.
I would say for me, it's like, I wanted to share this part of my life with someone. You know, it's like, okay, you raised the kids, you did all the things that you did, and now I'm on this journey where I'm excelling in my career, and I want somebody to share that with.
Right.
I want somebody just to hang out and vibe with.
Absolutely.
Maybe get married again.
Yes, indeed. Greg, for you, what was that like?
I fully embraced my past marriage, and I was very open to learning more about myself and what did I really want. Piggybacking on what Lori said, I really hit a spot to where I knew what I wanted in a person, and enjoying life is, I mean, what are we here for? We all want to be happy.
Right.
So I really embraced the past and made a conscious decision in dating. I would call it purposefully dating.
Yeah, that's good.
And that built right into Tessie and I meeting and having our relationship that we have.
So tell me, Tessie, had you watched Later Daters? Did you know anything about this?
I did not, actually. Greg let me fall in love with him before he told me he was
Oh
on a
my
dating
gosh!
show.
No, you did not. You
Yes,
did.
he did.
So when you found out, this joker who won't come into the city, did you live in the city?
No.
Or you live in the country? Okay.
I live in the country.
Got it. And he drove. How did you two end up meeting?
On Hinge.
Right, I mean, in
we met,
that
but
first date.
I was actually doing a favor for a friend. I was house sitting for them in St. Augustine, Florida. And we talked on Hinge. I'd been on there less than 24 hours, and he asked for my phone number, and I didn't know any better, and since have learned that was not the best move.
Man, how long had you been divorced by the time you got on?
So it's a long story, but I divorced the same man 2 times.
Okay.
The first time didn't quite learn my lesson, but definitely did the second.
Okay.
And so all total, just about a year.
Really?
And wasn't really even, my daughter talked me into getting on a dating app. She said, Mom, just have fun. You don't have to do anything serious.
Did you sort of second guess yourself at all?
Absolutely.
Jumping in, and I don't want to say so soon because it's different for everyone.
And everyone says, don't do anything quickly, and you know. But I never wanted to be divorced. I was married for 30 years. At 19 years old, I was married, and I loved being a wife. I loved being a mother. I just didn't. When women would say, "Oh, go have fun," that wasn't my idea of fun.
Understood.
Dating,
Understood. I gotcha.
So,
Understood.
Anyway, it just I think mindfully ready to still be with my person. It would be with a partner.
I like that part, the mindfulness of it, and that's
Yes.
definitely what I picked up from you in the show. And even hearing you say this, it makes sense that you would connect. Nate, how about for you? How long for you was it? How long did it take to sort of shake off the divorce dust and get back out there?
Well, it took me probably a total about 7 years to really kind of to shake it off. I think I didn't really want to get divorced, you know, but there were some circumstances that caused me to move forward with that.
Right.
So, you know, before I was married, I was happy, enjoying life, and then I told myself, I said, you know, you got to get out these streets. And so, you know what I'm saying?
Streets very, very bad.
The streets was bad. So I married for the long haul, but it didn't work out. So it was one of those things where, you know, I dove into the marriage and I tried to do everything that I could to make the marriage and the family connection go, but it just didn't work. So I was very reluctant about getting back in the streets.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
then give me, if you would, just sort of the biggest takeaway that you have learned in this season of your lives as divorcees, but not wearing the divorcee label, as I'm single and now I'm ready, for the men and women watching. Any of you?
I would say mine is probably a different perspective, just in that I knew my desires in life, and so it was pretty easy for me to.
Embrace.
A lot of people will say, "Oh, you're going in too fast." We hear it all the time. We were just talking to Nate about it. People judge, and they say, "Oh, you know, you're jumping into this." But
don't you? Listen. When you know, you know. At this age,
This old age.
we
say it all
know.
the
We call it seasoned, Lord. We don't say old. We are seasoned. When you know, right?
and the like-mindedness, the family values, the loves of the outdoors, the farm, the animals, we align so beautifully, and mostly our love of the Lord. Our faith is number one.
Yeah.
It's the
And
reason
that's so important. That common denominator, isn't it?
It is that, and that's a great lead-in for me to say almost the same thing, very similar. That, you know, I was single for 13 years, like you said, and had only one serious relationship during that 13 years that never went anywhere. And I enjoy my faith. I love Jesus, and I used to jog a lot. I had hip surgery about a year ago, and I don't jog anymore. But I say that to say I did a lot of praying when I was walking and jogging. And one day I finally said, Lord, I want to have the lady that you want me to have, not the lady that I think I want to have. Literally, in a couple of weeks we met.
Oof.
Literally. It was chilling. It was very, in a good way.
Yeah, a beautiful lesson, and being intentional about it, praying for what you want, right? We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break, but we're just bringing everybody back. Anise, Suzanne, Pam, they're coming back to the conversations. We're going to have just some final thoughts on the life lessons in love and resilience and dating. When you know who you are, whose you are, and what's really right. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.